Hey there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Well, like I showed you the other day in my walk around after being gone for a week for my garden, I have some work to do here in this bed of cole crops. So today I'm going to come through and pick out all of the broccoli side shoots that are coming up off of some of these broccoli plants, and probably pull a couple of these plants out and replace them. And then I have several nice cabbage that I'm going to pop out as well and replace them. Now, my replacements have gotten a little long in the tooth. They're not looking that great. I'm not sure how well they're due, but that's what I have, so I'm going to put them in, and then I'm going to have to start some new seeds to get some more started, because I like to have them about a month old or so when they go in the ground. I just find they do better than putting seeds in. So that's my plan for today. So hopefully you're up for some brassica cole crop action and a good harvest. Let's get into it. Okay, so I think I have the camera set up so you can see what's going on here. Some of these extra leaves. And then, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but down in here, I cut off the main head of broccoli there a couple weeks ago. And now I have all these side shoots. They're actually a little bit past their prime, but I'm going to use them anyways. That one's a little better. That's what happens when you go away. I got the main head, which would have been, probably around that size. And I've got all these little ones that I can pull off of this plant. We get probably about twice as much as the original head. And now I know someone's going to tell me, use those greens, cook them up, and they're delicious. I've tried it. It's not my thing, but if it's your thing, that's an option. So there, I got like, 3 small heads worth of cauliflower, 3 medium heads maybe. If you look at, that's what I got off today, off that one plant. And then I pulled a head a little smaller than that off the other day, so a few weeks ago. So now I'm just gonna come down. I might have to get my snips out. I'm gonna have to go grab more than a knife here. So I'm just going to take these snips in. Watch my water line so I don't nick it. Cut this off. Hopefully. These are always tough to get through. There. Cut that plant off. I can get composted. And I've got an empty space here. So there's another plant here that's still growing some side shoots. Another plant here that's smaller, is transplanted later. And I still have that plant over there to take the side shoots off of, but this will leave room for some of the smaller plants. And let's see what we have here now. So this is an imperial. And these were blue wind, these other, down here. That's a blue wind, so I need to put a stake down with that one. But we'll put this one in here by the drip line. I'm going to put a little bit of lime down there just to help with club root. Keep the plant happier. I cut off the old plant here and put some lime and fertilizer down and put a new plant. This is an imperial here, and there's a drip line right here. And now I have another plant with a few stalks coming that I've harvested the main head off of, and there's a few new stalks just starting on that one. I'm going to snip this couple bottom leaves off. You don't have to do that, but I'll just give you some air circulation. And give this plant a little bit more sunshine to come up here. It's not the best, healthiest looking start, but So it takes, I'm gonna get some water because it was really dry and watered in. And then there's another plant just over there. We'll get those shoots off of that one. So now we can take side shoots off of this guy. A little bit past their prime just because I was away, but they're still good enough to use. So broccoli is one of the favorite vegetables around our house. We eat it a lot. So I freeze a lot of this broccoli for the winter, and then we also eat it fresh in the summer. So. Just make myself some room here, and I'm going to take this plant out. This was a green magic. The other one was a blue wind. So there we have an empty spot to put some more. Take out that tag. So now I have a little bit of lime here. This is another imperial. So I'm just digging a little hole here. It's right around the same root zone, well, in the same root zone where that one I just took out is. Actually, I'm gonna go back here because there's not much growing here. It's one onion, and there's a drip emitter right here, so put that lime in there. I lost the start I pulled out. Oh, there it is. A little fertilizer. Mix that around. I'm trying to go pretty deep with these, so I'll dig out a bit more. My soil's fairly loose, so I can do this by hand. Get them down pretty loose there, pretty deep. And then there's a drip emitter right there, and I'll water that in. I have a cauliflower here that looks like it wasn't getting water. I moved the drip line over when I opened the bed up. I don't know if you can see that. And then, this says it's supposed to be a cauliflower, but that is not a cauliflower. So I'm gonna pull that out. And I need to start some more cauliflower because I don't have a lot of good plants going here. To get some more seeds going. So now we're gonna go over and look at those cabbage. I have several ready, but they will hold for a little bit in the garden, and they weren't quite ready for harvest yet when I left, so they should be able to hold for another week. So I'll probably just take one, maybe two, and try and replace them, and then I think that's the plan for now. But it's good to get in this bed because I keep it covered to keep the cabbage moths off. I don't actually get in here and have a good look around very often, so it's good to open it up and have a good look and trim things up, do a little weeding, and I'll spread a little bit of fertilizer around in here as well while I'm in here and have it opened up. So let's go look at those cabbage. So here's those cabbage. They're looking stunning. Some nice big heads. This one's gorgeous. So what do we have here for varieties? See if I can find the tags. So it looks like this is a Copenhagen market right here. It's ready to go. This is a good one. I like this for cabbage rolls. Has nice leaves for that. And these here, I believe, are Katrina. Yeah, so they're a smaller cabbage, nice for, making coleslaws and things. Looks like I have 3 Katrina. One's starting to split, so I'll take that one for sure. I'm gonna take this Copenhagen market, and I'll probably actually just pop it right in my freezer. And let's see. I might take this Katrina as well because I have some other minuet cabbage in here that's getting kind of shaded out. So need to kind of clear some room here for them. So we'll start with this guy here. There's a gorgeous cabbage. So, found where the friends are hiding, so there's some slugs in there. Need those. Not a lot of other damage though. Is there another slug in here? Oh, there's a great big one right there. Don't need those guys. So I'm going to be eating this tonight, or else I would leave some more of the outer wrapper on. I'll soak it in some salt water just to get rid of any other critters that might be in there, but that's a nice little cabbage there. Now, this Copenhagen market. I don't know why these snips aren't cutting. There's that guy. So again, this is a larger variety. Has nice leaves for making cabbage rolls and such. And you may not know this, but Saskatchewan, huge cabbage roll culture. So lots of cabbage rolls getting cooked around here. That's a nice one. Like I said, I'll probably just pop this in my freezer. I won't be probably whipping up too many cabbage rolls in the next little while, but I just bag them and throw them in my freezer, and then I'll deal with it later. I will soak it first, just to make sure there's nothing living in it. Most of the critters will float to the top when you do that. Soak it in salt water, and then when I freeze it, I'll kill off anything else that could be possibly in there. Make sure less things in there when you go to get your cabbage rolls made up. So set you out of the way. But you can see now these minuet cabbage, and there's one over here. So they just need a little bit of breathing room. I always plant my garden tight, so sometimes things get crowded. There's a little red cabbage here. I don't know if you'll be able to tell from your angle there, but this guy is starting to crack right here. So it needs to be harvested before it gets any worse. Is this another Katerina or Katrina? I can't remember. Might be making that name fancier than it is. There's another beautiful head of cabbage. And another slug. So, I'll probably just, oh, it has a lot of slug damage. We'll see how far that gets. But oh yeah, that's what happens. They start to turn. The creatures know it's in bad shape. Okay, there's a worm in here even. I've never found an actual earthworm in my, oh, look at that. Alright, time to get rid of the slugs. I'd like to save the earthworm. Come here, earthworm. Yeah, so we'll see. I'll have a look at this in the house. I should be able to salvage most of this, but yeah, once they go bad, once they start to get too ripe, the creatures know it, and they think it's time to do their work in the garden on it. Yeah, so good to soak with pretty salty water probably for this one, just to get as many slugs and whatever else is in here out. So now I have a bit of cleanup to do in here. Let's get some of these old dead leaves, weeds, whatever else out of here. So all this kind of stuff just attracts things like the slugs. They know when there's decaying material, they want it. So we'll get rid of that. Even the stuff I just wound up throwing back over there, I don't know if you see that. Is this, it's a weed. And I do have, what do I have in here? More red jewel and minuet. None of them look that great, but maybe we'll try another red jewel in here, and that might be all. Actually, in fact, you know, I think I'm just going to leave. There's lots of cabbage. I have more behind you. These don't look that great. I could put a minuet in, I guess. I think I'd rather start some other things, and I don't think I'm going to worry about replanting, but I don't know why I have onions like this. But I'm going to go through. I can see a few weeds in here. Like I said, pull out some of the dead leaves. Like, I don't know how you can see there on that broccoli. There's a yellowing leaf. I'm going to pull that off. Just clean this bed up a little bit and then cover it back up. And I will, don't have much left, but I'll put a little bit of fertilizer around everything. Well, I made quite a mess, as you can see behind me here, but I got three cabbage. This one's, oh, I don't even know how many pounds, a couple good pounds anyways. These are even more dense than that variety, so I say they're each actually a couple pounds, even though they're smaller as well. And then all this broccoli, just off of side shoots. Got a couple more broccoli plants in the ground here. Made some more room for the cabbage I have here to grow and the onions that are in here. Did a little bit of fertilizing, a little bit of weeding, a little bit of plant maintenance. Got some dill in here I see I missed. And I think that's a good little go through of the brassica bed. So I'm going to get the net back on and get these soaking. I soak the broccoli I soak my cauliflower as well. I soak my cabbage. I soak it all in salt water. And that tends to get, like I said, any of the critters, slugs, anything just kind of coming out, trying to escape, floating to the top. So that's the best way I have to get rid of any of those extras. Having the net over really helps minimize the amount of critters that are in there. It's mostly just slugs usually, because the cabbage moths, which is the other big nuisance that can be in your brassicas, they're excluded. So I could put some slug bait down, but really I don't think I need to. Now that I've got less plants, less big plants in here, there'll be more airflow. It shouldn't be quite so inviting for them down in there. It does stay cooler having that net on there too, which the brassicas like. So I have a little transponder, I don't know what you call this. It's connected to a thermometer in my house, and this just transmits the temperature out here, and it's usually close to 5 degrees different. Now the shed shades some of the hot afternoon sun right around through that noon hour, and with the netting on there, and then how densely I keep it packed in here, the root zone stays quite a bit cooler for these plants, which they like. And that's a great thing to do if you have trouble growing cauliflower, broccoli, and that is to grow them either if you have a long enough season on the shoulder seasons when it's cooler, or if you're like me in Saskatchewan, Canada, and you don't really have a lot of shoulder season to work with, just netting them and having a bit of a shade for them, shade cloth, anything, planting them in the shadier part of your yard. They still need sun, don't get me wrong. They still need sun. These guys get full morning sun and then some late afternoon sun, but that does help to have that little bit cooler temperature on the root zone. So yeah, I think that's a good day in here. I'm happy with it. Hopefully you enjoyed this little time through the brassicas, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.